Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Alma, Unique Alma. This is my first YouTube video. Um, I've been wanting to do YouTube for a long, long time, many years ago, but I just never had the time, and I would always postpone it and say, "Oh, you know what? Like, I need to get this, the camera and stuff." So I figured that I could just start it. This is my phone, so sorry for like the quality. Sorry, my makeup. Sorry for the quality if it's not the best. I will eventually get whatever I need. But for now, I figured I'm just gonna shoot a video and just get started. I have different content that I want to make. It's um it's gonna be just a little bit about everything for now. I wanna talk about some story times. I have 3 stories that I want to share with you guys. Um, they're pretty scary. Well, their experiences that I find scary. You might have a different opinion of what scary is, but another, never. But anyway, sorry. A little nervous, but let's get started, okay? So my first story is gonna be about the time that I almost played the Ouija board with my friend, her boyfriend, and my sister. Okay, so I had a friend who lived behind me. So this is my house, and there was to be a back house, and then in front of that house, my friend would live there, right? My friend, she she went to school with me too, beauty school, and we were really close at that time, and we decided we wanted to play the Ouija board. It's always been in the back of our minds for a while. We were very curious, and I got my sister to join in. I was like, hey, let's go play, like, just one time. I don't know, like, I convinced her because she was a little bit more strict on not doing that. Um, anyway, so we got together that evening. It was maybe around 7 or so, 7 p.m. I was around 15, so this has been like a few years back. I'm about to be 25, so it's been a while. Anyways, we got together and we decided that we were gonna go to Walmart. So we went to Walmart to look for a Ouija board, and we couldn't find it. There wasn't any left. So we decided that we're gonna try Toys R Us because I told them, well, we've all seen it there before. So we go to Toys R Us and it was closed. We were a little bit like sketched out a little bit because Toys R Us normally will close a little bit later, like 9, 10, I don't know. But it was only like 7:30 or 8, and we found it weird. We were like, okay, well then I guess we'll wait till tomorrow. So the next morning we got up like around 10 or so, and we got together again, me, my sister, and my friend and her boyfriend. So we drove to Toys R Us and it was open. We go and we find one one Ouija board left. Sorry. um it was a Ouija board that seemed to be used already because the the box had tape all over it, like if it's been opened and reclosed. So we purchased it. We were gonna play at nighttime, so we waited for it to get a little darker. It was maybe around like 6, and it started to get dark, and we were like, okay, we're gonna go play. So we got together and we went to my friend's house, which was behind mine. We walked and we were getting ready to take out the bag when we get a phone call from my mom saying that my dad needed to go pick up some paperwork from somewhere, and if we can go with him, me and my sister. So we said yeah, and then we told my friend, hey, we gotta go, like, you want to come? So her and her boyfriend joined in and we go with my dad. But for this, we had hide the Ouija board underneath my friend's house because she had a little opening. Nobody saw us hide it. Nobody like noticed what it was. It was in a black bag. We put it underneath and we left. We took off. When we came back, we were getting ready to go back and play. It was already like a little bit like 7 or so. So we said, okay, let's go play. So we went to her house. And when we pulled out the Ouija board, um it wasn't there. It wasn't there anymore. Like she pulled out the bag, but it was empty and only the receipt was there in the bag, but there was no board. Nobody had seen us. It was in her backyard underneath her house, so it was impossible. Her parents were gone, so we didn't know what happened with it, you know? So we were a little bit upset. We got into our car again. We decided we were going to go see if Target had a Ouija board. So we drove off to Target, no Ouija board. When we come back, I opened the passenger seat. We parked in the street. And there was a dead dog right outside of the door. And the tongue was black and it was out and it was with flies. I took it as a sign not to play. I had a gut feeling. And then when I showed them, when I told them, look, sorry guys, there was people passing by and I got a little bit embarrassed because I am at a parking lot at a movie theater. So there's a bunch of workers and people walking around. But anyways, we took it as a gut feeling, right? Not to play. As we were walking back to my place, we had like a little butterflies in our stomach. And I know this because they told me right afterwards. And my sister was kind of like, you know, like saying to me, you know, I think this is bad. We shouldn't do this. And I told her, yeah, maybe not, because we don't even have the board and we couldn't find another one and all these excuses. So we went back home and we told our friend Cynthia. Sorry, I said her name. Sorry, Cynthia. We told my friend Cynthia, I know she won't mind, that she that we were not gonna play anymore. Okay, that we couldn't even find a board. That it was a sign. Blah blah blah. So, anyways, we went back home. And then, sorry, another person passed. Anyway, so we all went home. She went to her house with her boyfriend and her parents. I'm not sure if they were back or not, but no, they were not back. I remember now because then she came like 30 minutes later and knocked saying that, her boyfriend had made a Ouija board out of cardboard and we were still down to play, you know? And, of course, curiosity got the best of us, and we said, yeah, let's go. So we go to her house, and here, little side stories, just so you can understand a little better why we think things happen like that. Her house, previously, like a few years before she moved in, there used to be an old lady who used to live there. She was very cranky and always grumpy, but I understand. She was older and alone, and she used to have one of those face masks to breathe. She would yell at everybody, like every kid and stuff, but I never really disrespected her or anything. I even think one time she said hello to me. Anyway, she passed away, and me and my other friend, another one, when we were passing by after school one day, we seen a bunch of paramedics coming out of her place, and we looked in her door, and her door was open, and there she was, like she was dead. And sorry, I get chills when I say that. Because she had her eyes open and her mouth was like, you know, like if she had lost like her oxygen or something. Anyways, that happened there. So a few years later, then my friend moved in and her mom, her boyfriend and all that. So we went to her backyard. She had a little garage. We went in there and then we made a circle of salt. Because I guess we heard that it was like a protection or something. And then there was like a little ritual thing. I don't know what it was called, but you have to say something before you play. So we started saying that. And we were all getting ready to put our hand on the little cup, whatever he had, like a little glass cup, to start playing, when all of a sudden we hear like bang in the garage. And then, you know, it's made out of like the aluminum thing or whatever. It felt like somebody threw something, like a rock or something. So we come out super scared. We jump. And then we were like, did you hear that? Blah, blah, blah. And then we hear my friend's dad start laughing. And he opened like the door from his house. And he starts laughing. He's like, what are you guys doing in there? So we were scared. And he's all like, why you guys look so like suspicious, you know? So my friend and her boyfriend started telling him what we were planning to do. And like her mom came out and we told her about the Ouija board and that they stopped us and that we were not going to play anymore because there was a sign, like a clear one. And then her dad was like, really? He's like, and I threw the rock to scare you guys because I thought you guys were going to be, you know, smoking and doing illegal stuff. So we're like, no, we were gonna do this. And he's all like, yeah, you shouldn't play. And when we told her mom about the Ouija board disappearing, she told us that it disappeared because we were not ready to play with it, and that it gave us a lot of signs because it didn't want us to play with it, so it disappeared, so that it would reappear whenever it knew we were ready to play with it. And she also got a little bit upset on my friend, telling her that she knew that two dogs were buried in the backyard, and that the person had died. I guess the mom didn't know, so um, that it was kind of like a graveyard, and we can't be playing in graveyard. But her boyfriend started acting a little bit like aggressive and started like wanting to play. Like something got into him that wanted to play, and he was like persistent about it, and he started breaking the board and getting all pissed off, and we told him not to do that, and he said, okay, I'm gonna burn it. So we said, no, don't burn it, just I don't know, just leave it alone or throw it away or something. And then my friend got him to calm down and told him that he doesn't act like that, like what's going on. And he said, you know what, you're right. And he kind of calmed down, so that's my first story. That's how it happened. And till this day, the Ouija board hasn't reappeared, And I still have contact with that friend once in a while, and we talk sometimes. I don't know. I don't know if she's still with her man or not. I think she is, but I'm not sure. So after that, like, we stopped wanting to play with the Ouija board. But that's my first story, okay? Okay, so for my second story, it's something that happened at this old house we used to live in. It's not really super scary, but it is something that to think about, And it was me, but not like directly me, Here, I'll just tell you the story, okay? So we used to live in this house that used to have like a little attic in the garage, but it was just like a little door, Only one person could probably fit in there, and it wasn't like a big attic. And it was very, very dark, okay? So first, we didn't know that we had that attic. Me and my brother would always play there in the laundromat. Sorry, because there was a laundromat in the garage. There was like a laundromat, a dryer, and then the attic was on top of where the laundromat was. Like the laundry machine, washer machine, sorry. So you had to put stairs and climb on top of the little room from the washing machine to get into the attic. We didn't know it was there. Me and my brother, we would always play with the ball, like soccer, in our garage. And we would kick it all over the place, like, bah, bah, bah. Ball would be bouncing all over. Anyways, one time we were playing, and I don't remember which one of us kicked the ball that it landed to the attic door, and it hit it. And at the time it hit it, we looked up because we heard a little, like a little sound, and we looked up and we saw the attic door and it was open. Hold on, guys, okay? Okay, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to get used to people walking past. I get shy, but I will eventually not be shy no more, okay? Anyways, so the door opened, right? And me and my brother looked up and we saw it. And we were really scared because it was really dark. So we ran inside and we told my dad, like, there's a door, there's a door on top, and we're scared. Like it opened, and we told him all about it. So he walked to the garage and he looked at it and he was like, I didn't know that was there. Like, it was weird. So he told my mom, he's like, there's a little attic door, I'm gonna go explore it and like all this stuff and blah blah blah. So this time my sister, the one I told from the previous story, she used to go to work early, so she was at work, and my dad goes to the attic, and he said he had to be on his knees and walk, but it was too dark. He had like those helmets like with the lights. He said it was like too tight and he couldn't breathe. Like he said, like it was kind of cold and scary, and so he didn't even go all the way inside. He just walked like a few feet inside, and he was scared, so he came back out. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but anyways, he came back out and we talked about it for like a little bit, and then we forgot about it till like more that evening actually, when my sister comes out of work. We hadn't brought up the topic. She didn't know that we had an attic yet. And we were talking about our dreams, that we had like weird dreams, and like my mom was talking about how she had a dream about how she can fly and all this stuff. And then I don't know where my sister was like, now that you speak of dreams, she's like, I had a nightmare last night. She's like, I don't know. She's like, I had a dream that we had an attic like in the garage, and she described the same door, guys. She's never seen it before. She said she didn't even like know that she had a dream that there was an attic and that she was in it, and that as she was walking inside, she seen a dead woman laying in the attic, like all bloody from her face, and her hair was all over the place, like it was messed up, and like she was wearing like a light pink dress or something that she was like, you know. So when she said that, like my dad started getting the chills, and my mom was like shocked, and we were scared, me and my brother. So we started telling her, "We have an attic. We have an attic," and she's like, "What?" So my dad like took her to the garage and showed her the attic, and guys, she almost fainted. Like she was so scared, she ran back inside, like, and told my mom, like, "What the hell?" Like, she's like, "That's the same." She was like, "That's the same attic that I dreamed." And we were scared, and we were remembering that when we first moved into that house, we were gonna do my little brother's baptism, because I have another brother who was 1 at the time. And when we moved in the house the first day, we had a big ass party. Sorry for like the cuss words, I'm trying not to cuss too much, but we had like a big party. And after everybody was asleep, they crashed in my house. We would hear footsteps on top, like in the ceiling, and we were thinking that there was people like on top of the house walking. So we would send like our uncles and my dad like to check from both sides of the house. There would be nobody, so we were always thinking, what if it was in the attic, you know? Anyway, so yeah, that happened. And then my dad, I think he went back in there one more time, like a few months later or so. But again, he couldn't go all the way inside, so he would come back out, and he just put a lock on it, so we didn't have curiosity to climb upstairs and go inside, you know. And then later on, we found out we had a basement too that we didn't know about, but that's a whole nother story, and it's not scary. It's actually not even a story, that one. It's just we found it and we never went inside, except my dad, of course. Okay, guys, so for my third story, this is actually something that my oldest sister told me. She lives in Mexico. So this is one of her experiences, okay? So she grew up in Mexico with my grandparents, and we grew up over here in the US, you know, with my parents and like stuff. She lives, or used to live, around this very popular hospital that my dad was born in, actually. It's called El Refugio. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, especially those who live in Mexico. Um, it takes up the whole block, as you could say. It's a big hospital. I'm not familiar with it 100%. I've been there before, when I go to Mexico. But the story goes that it's a hospital where you could give birth, and like a regular hospital, but it was also like a psychiatric hospital where there was a bunch of people that were, you know, that lost it. And it was said that one time the devil had appeared there. So it was abandoned for a long time. And my sister, the oldest one, she lived through all that over there. So she was there when it was abandoned for a while. So she said she had a friend who always wanted to go and explore. So they decided that they were going to go one night. They were going to sneak out and go to El Refugio at nighttime. Because a lot of people would go in because of all the legends and the rumors and like blah, blah, you know. And see, this hospital was super big. If I can insert pictures, I'll do it, okay? Just because I suck and I don't know how to do all this YouTube thing yet. But I'll try. But it's a big yellow building. And it has multiple floors. I think maybe like 3 or 4 floors. But it's beautiful. It's huge. And it has stairs that go around all the way up. There's a big bell. It's pretty. It was pretty. But it was abandoned. So there was no electricity, no light, and nothing. So she said that her and her friend were able to sneak in through a window. Because it has a lot of windows. And so they went inside and they started walking and exploring. And they were grabbing each other, you know. They were scared. And they said as they were approaching to the second floor, that they started hearing, like, there was a bunch of rooms, okay? And they started hearing, like, somebody walking. So they were like, what the hell? Like, there must be other people here exploring, blah, blah, blah. So they said as they were gonna turn around to like a different hall, they seen a guy. And he looked like a janitor. And he told them, he's like, what are you guys doing here? Like, you shouldn't be here. So they were like, oh, okay, we're gonna leave. Sorry. And he's like, yeah, get out. So they decided to like turn around and walk really quick. But instead of getting out to like the first floor, they advanced to the third floor. They explored for a little bit and they heard the same noises coming. So they were like, oh, it must be the guy. So they like ran really quickly and they went to the very, very highest floor, which was like the fourth floor or so. So they said that they were walking there when they seen the same guy up there, and he told them, "I told you you can't be here. You have to go." So they like started laughing and they started running off to like the third floor, but then they seen the same guy there. Like they saw him like at multiple floors, and it was impossible because there's only one way down, and they haven't seen him coming down from there. Like they don't know who he was or if it was an apparition or something, and they got really scared once they started going every floor down to like go to the main one, and they would find him in every floor. And like the last two floors, like he didn't even speak to them anymore. He just looked at them like serious, like saying, like telling you can't be here. So they got really scared and they like left. They got out and they said that it was true, like the rumors and the legends, because they know that it was a ghost or spirit or something. It could have just been a guy in cleaning, but it was really late, so they summed it up to being a spirit, and that's it. You know, like I know it wasn't a big story; it was like short and it was simple, but that's her experience, and she was terrified at the time that she said she lived it. So yeah, that's all my three story times, guys. I hope you. Sorry for the noise. There's like construction workers in back. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like my content so far. um, I'm very grateful for your support, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Okay, bye now.